What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I trust that you had a great today. So just going to give the razzle dazzle anyway. Apologies. Sometimes the hotels you stay at, you just do the best you can with what you got, and that's what we're going to do today. Uh, I have the opportunity. Words that win. That's the course that for this class. Communicate. How do we show up is what is my marination station of the moment as we go into this course today. So, food and some things to think about when it comes to communication in your life. It's the correct way. And this is a topic that, you know, we it comes up a lot. Don't spend enough time on. And so you'll hear it. So if we're talking about communication, most people, right, what do you say? And that's how you communicate. Well, communication is the words that you speak. 38% will be the tone of your voice, your tone now, how you're moving, what are your hands doing, what's your face saying. So today isn't just about what to say, it's about how to show up so your message lands before. Now, in my house, I'm sure it's the same in all of your houses out there in the land of the internet. Mean many different things. And that four-letter F word is fine. Get your mind out the gutter. It's fine. Now, fine is a very, to my married people out there, it's a very dangerous word. On one side, it could mean great glory. And on the other side, it could mean crippling defeat. What makes this word so ambiguous? It's because it can be wielded in so many different ways just by the tone that you use with it, just by the tonality that you're saying. So my question to you guys is it's not what you're are you thinking about that? Are you processing that kind of sound like here? Am I speaking too fast? Am I speaking too slow? Am I speaking too high, too low? Am I being intentional with it, or am I just speaking naturally? Am I just speaking how I talk? That's lazy. I love you mean it, and changing and working important, obviously in the business. And I'll hear some things like, well, I said this to them and I said that and it didn't work out. And my question next is, how did you say it? How did you say it? Do you think that that's the problem? One of the things that a quote that stood out to me that is very analogous with what I'm talking about. It's Mr. When he died, his wife said this, and it just lives rent free in my head. I'm out to be a saint because then you rob him of all the hard work that he had to do. Be careful making him out to be a saint because then you're robbing him of all the hard work that he wherever you are at when you say, "Oh, that's just the have to be." That's a I l- when people tell me, "Kyle, you're a natural. You're a natural at this." And I'm like, "No, boo-boo. I'm not. I'm not a natural at this." It's taken a lot of time and focus and working I talk and how I pace and how I move. What is the tonality? So, guys, thinking about this moving forward, my challenge, my question to you is, are you thinking about how you're speaking? Tonality? Are you being self aware of your pacing, of your pitch? Really powerful things. So, one of the things I want you to think of people pick up on. In fact, we're tribal creatures. It's ingrained in our DNA to be subconsciously picking up on cues of other people and what they're doing. They found through research that 4 months is already starting to pick up on cues of the people's eyes that are looking at them. This is something so ingrained and so subconsciously powerful that, guys, you're looking at cues. Other people are paying attention to cues. They've been paying attention to cues essentially from birth. So, knowing that, are you focused on making your cues intentional instead of you practice this? And here's an idea, and it may feel cringy, and it's okay. When's the last time you practiced talking into a mirror and just see what you do? Or having a consultation or a phone call or a meeting with someone and record it so you can go back and look at what is your face doing? What is your head doing? What is your body language doing? You may have picked up on this or not. Right now, I'm leaning forward. I'm leaning forward into the camera. One of the things that they have found with studying body language and cues is that charismatic leaders into something and saying, "Hey, I'm intentional about this. I'm talking about something you should listen to." What I'm doing is I'm talking with my hands. When they went back and looked at TED Talks, they found that the most successful ones, people moved their hands more, almost double. Are you talking with the right body language? Are you talking with the right verbal cues? You may not be picking up on, but your subconscious is when I'm telling you something that I want you to hear. I'm also nodding. Yes, 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 go on, right? It's an inviting posture. It's an inviting thing. Are you doing that? Communication with other people. Something too to keep in mind is it's a slower nod. It's not a fast nod. A fast nod means like, go on, that's cool, finish up, we got you. Slow nod invites acceptance, right? And they showed that confident body posture, right, and open gesturing change how other people perceive you, not what you're saying, not what you're saying. What is your body posture? One of the things that people subconsciously pick up on is crossed arms means closed brain. Crossed arms means closed mind. Crossed arms means I'm done here. Now, a lot of us pose, right? It's a comfortable pose. It's comfortable because you're protecting yourself. Subconsciously, you're protecting yourself. You're closing off. It's separating for to have blocks or things in the way of other people, of our connection, right? So if you are, and this is something that I still do sometimes, and I have to catch myself and mentally change. Are you habitually crossing your arms when you're communicating with people? And are you aware of the sometimes, a lot of times, our gestures are not giving the message that we desire them to give. So when Stanford's doing this study, they found that, um, if you're not leaning forward to increase engagement, shoulders back and open and Cody, right? So having an open posture, being shoulders back is a great way to invite connection with people. Another physical cue to think about is look at people's feet. Look at people's feet. If their toes are pointed to you, it means that they're engaged in the conversation you're having. If the toes are pointed away, it means they're open for someone else to come into the conversation. And here's the it means they're ready to exit this conversation. Also, for the person that you're talking to, what body language are they giving me, and what body language am I giving? Is what they call, essentially they naturally increase the chemicals in your body. So, for instance, if you hold a pose or this pose for 2 to 5 minutes, it can again begin to increase some of these chemicals. One, testosterone. A lady's like, I don't want testosterone. Hear me out. It increases energy. It increases confidence. So one of those is hands above your head, right? You guys ever seen someone doing this randomly on the video? Pose will naturally increase testosterone. Another good one is hands back and out. If you hold those poses, think about this, holding those poses before you go into a consultation. Your arms out, that actually will probably give you an undesired effect. But doing it in your car to make you more confident on your presentation. Something is, where are your hands moving when you're talking? I know a lot of agents talk with their hands. Good, because a lot of agents have flexed into that natural communication style that makes them more without realizing what they're doing. The power zone, and this is really interesting, the power zone is the shoulders. So this is about let me give you an example. If I'm talking to you guys like this, it gets a little weird, a little wonky, right? And also you can't see it, but if I'm using my hands and I'm doing them down low, it doesn't have the same effect. So talking with people, consider bringing that in. A good way that it was explained to me and taught to me is picture almost that you're telling a story with your hands, that your hands are helping move along the thing that you're trying to pitch to people. And then also use the self-awareness of where they are falling on your body. Are they in the power zone or the charismatic zone or the influential zone? These trigger subconscious authority. It's saying that this person feel paying attention. When we're thinking about how our hands are moving, remember, we're not crossing arms. That's defensive. We want to be using open palms. Disney, right? The House of the Mouse. They've showed this a lot before. A lot of times you'll see them speak and they're speaking with open palms. Sometimes they're doing it a little eccentric because they're princesses, right? Are you using open palm? Another thing that I want you to consider when we're talking about the communication that we do is pointing at people. Stop it. Because why? It can be seen as aggressive, intimidating. And this is one that I'm still working on breaking, because every now and then you'll get a point in there when I'm really making a point. Fingers or like a full hand when they're giving you directions, because they understand at that small level that it makes a difference. Are we moving from an amateur to a professional? If we are going to be a professional, it means we've got to control every aspect of how we're talking. We're not building. Our job is communication. Our job is advice. Are we spending time crafting our tools that we're giving? And I'm not just talking about knowledge, I'm talking about the skill set of communication itself. We have to take this as seriously as it sounds. I know some of this can absolutely increase your credibility. In fact, studies have shown that the correct hand gestures, especially open ones, increase your credibility. Get this, by 25%. 25% increase in credibility just by using open hand gestures. Ladies and gentlemen, on your close rate, do you want a 25% increase on your paychecks? Up in the physical space. As you're thinking about this stuff, guys, as you're processing it, going back to body language, which just seems to be the route that I've taken today, just a lot to movement, stillness works as well. Are you slowing down your body language when it comes to an important part? Now, one of the things that I understand is a lot of times when people slow down that body language, they do some things with their hands that they shouldn't do. So when you are slowing down, as you're seeing me do now, make sure that you're mastering control of your gestures, of your blocking. The weight of the moment do its thing. The words that we say. So carrying this with you this week, spend some time reflecting on this. Ask yourself, did my posture match my point? Is my posturing matching my point? Some of you might be like, I've never really considered that. Thanks for coming today, because now you're about to be way more effective putting this into practice. You're not having to think about it a lot. Now, I trust this was a great little nugget to work on our mindset this morning, a little skill set. The rest of this week, maybe the rest of this week, at least a little bit longer, we're going to be continuing to talk about communication and how that shows up. And who knows? You may get something out of this, should you choose. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Kyle Evans, I've got a room full of agents here in Panama City that I'm about to go pour into for a morning as we continue to dive in on communication. Who knows? Marcus Heflin may even join us, the big galoot himself. Guys, go have a great day. I'm glad you had a great Memorial Day. And let me say again, as I've posted before, Remember the meaning of Memorial Day. Remember its purpose. Remember its power. Remember the sacrifices that have had to take place for us to get to come together every morning to go chase our dreams. So for us to get to come together to talk into a price was. Guys, proud to know you, proud that you're here. I don't know what this looked like on the other end with the internet doing whatever it's doing. I'll see you tomorrow and maybe we'll go over it again. Guys,